to our GC Kids AWANA Volunteer Orientation. My name is Josh DeVore and I'm the Children's Ministry Pastor here at Grace Chapel. It's a privilege to have you on the team, and I hope that in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I can give you all the information you need to be successful in the classrooms when you show up to help us with AWANA. To get started, I just want to remind us all, GC Kids exists to partner with parents in planting seeds to raise kids who love and know Jesus. We plant seeds by cultivating a safe setting devoted to education, and we do education through evangelism and discipleship so that children might know their Savior. That's what GC Kids is all about, and we just so happen to be using AWANA to accomplish that on Wednesday nights. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get started. First order of business is finding out when you should show up and where you should go when you do show up. So, AWANA takes place every Wednesday night from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That's when club time is. We would ask volunteers to all arrive at 6:30 p.m. That's a half an hour before everything gets started. This allows you to come to the GC Kids Resource Center, print off all your tags for you, and if you have any kids with you, you're welcome to print their tags at the same time. And then you will head over to our GC Kids Horseshoe, and there you will check into whatever class you are serving in. So if you're in Cubbies, you head to Cubbies. This allows our club directors to have a moment of prayer with you and get you set up at each of your tables before kids arrive. And then kids arrive and check-in opens at 6:50. This gives parents that are attending men's and women's ministry, youth group, those types of things, 10 minutes to check in their kids and then go in and find a seat. Some of you may have kids of your own, and you're wondering, what do I do with my kids between 6:30 and 6:50 when classes open? This is very important. What I would encourage you to do is to take your kids with you to wherever you are serving. So, if you are a Sparky's leader, then take your kids with you to the Sparky's class. Pray with your director, you'll have your kids in the room with you, and then at 6:50, you will either leave the room and go check in your kids to other clubs, or if you need to stay in your room to help receive kids, then you will keep your kids with you in the room, and then at about 7 p.m. or 7:05 p.m., then your director will relieve you so that you can go check your kids into the classes. What becomes difficult is at 6:50, if all of our volunteers who are parents all of a sudden leave their classrooms to go check in their kids, they can't check in their kids to a classroom who doesn't have a volunteer in there because they're trying to check in their own kids. Honestly, if you run into any trouble on week 1 or week 2, talk to Amy Weiser, and what we've done for a long time is we just partner up a volunteer with your family who can help check your kids into classrooms so that you can stay in your classroom. Another great way to solve this problem is to talk to your spouse. If they are attending men's or women's ministry, maybe they would be able to check in all your kids and you can stay in your classroom. Feel free to talk to Amy Weiser or myself, and we would be happy to work through those details with you. One of the exciting things about being an AWANA volunteer on Wednesday nights is that all of our AWANA volunteers will get to enjoy their very own GC Kids staff t-shirt. So those will be handed out on the very first night. Please visit us in the GC Kids Resource Center at 6:30 when you print out your tags. And when you come by the Resource Center, we will have all of our volunteer shirts. If you're not able to get it at that time, we will deliver it to your classroom later in the night, because there will be a lot going on and we'll be figuring all that out. I'm really excited about our volunteer shirts because they have our mission statement on there, that we are partnering with parents and planting seeds to raise kids who love and know Jesus. So everywhere we walk around campus, people will be able to know what our mission statement is. Moving forward, there are a couple of really important things for you, and I think the best place to start is our record card. So our record cards are the way we track attendance to know, is this child a part of AWANA? Do they show up on a regular basis, or are they only an occasional visitor? And this also tracks progress in our AWANA books. As you can see, at the top, it's pretty straightforward. You put the child's first and last name, what color team they're on, and the date of AWANA that week. And then you circle whatever club they're in. So if you're a Sparky's director, or if you're in Boys and Girls Club, you would circle Truth in Training. And then you circle whatever the cover of their book looks like. And it'll be pretty easy because the kids will have their books right with them. And then at the bottom, you'll just look at the page number of the section they completed, and that's how you'll know what section and page number to put there. It's very important that even if a child doesn't complete any sections, that we still fill out a record card for the child. And that means you would just write their name, their color team, and the date at the top, and then you would just submit it, and it wouldn't have anything else on it except the bonus points at the bottom, which are they wearing a uniform? Did they bring a book? Did they bring a Bible, attend church, stuff like that. This allows us to know, okay, this child is an active member of AWANA, they just weren't able to complete a section for the last couple weeks. So feel free to do those record cards. And then once every month, we enjoy what we call our AWANA award night, and it's also our AWANA theme night, where kids get to dress up in fun outfits and stuff like that. So our award cards are a little bit smaller, and each of the kids' awards will be taped onto these award cards by their secretaries. You don't have to worry about that too much because the secretaries will take care of all of that for you. You may be wondering, what is our campus map gonna look like? Our campus map for AWANA has been adjusted so that we can all be downstairs on the first floor. No more strollers trying to get up to the second floor and that kind of thing. And we don't have to get supplies up there either. We'll all be on the first floor in the horseshoe. And the reason we changed up classes a little bit is we just wanted to make it as easy as possible for parents to check in their kids efficiently and get over to WOW or Ironman, whatever they have for that night. Along with this training, you should receive a notification of what club you are in, or you've probably talked to myself or Amy Weiser and you're already aware of what club you're a part of. All of our clubs, from Sparky's all the way through Boys and Girls Club, begin the night with Handbook Time. So that means when parents come to check in their kids between 6:50 and 7 p.m., all of our volunteers are sitting around tables or in circles and doing Handbook Time. Handbook Time is when we go through one of their books and we open them up to the section of that week and we help them memorize their verse for the night. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab one of those books so you can see it face to face. As an example, I am holding one of our Sparky books. This is Spark's book 3 and it is called Sky Stormer. But all of our clubs have very similar ways of organization, so this will help you understand just about any book in AWANA. In the corner, it'll typically tell you what the section is. In this case, it is 1.2, and it has a red jewel. So you know it's red jewel 1.2. So that's how you know what to put on your record card when it comes to completing the section. And then down at the bottom of the page, it basically says, you say it. Well, what do you say? You say the verse that's listed, and at the bottom it says, to finish this section, say Luke chapter 2, verses 10 through 11. So, volunteer during Handbook Time. We'll hold the book, the child will stand or sit across from them, and you'll say, all right, tell me your section for this week. And then the kids will recite the section. At the bottom, when you finish, the leader will have a signature and a date, and then you will complete that in the record card to notify secretaries that they've completed their section, and they're good to go. We recognize that AWANA has been run with a different format throughout the year, and some of the kids that are showing up haven't been working on AWANA. Like, this is the first time they've done it in 2021. So to help them out, we just want to make sure that all of our volunteers are prioritizing the Bible verse. So you may notice that a section says, complete, to finish this section, complete all of these handwritten assignments and say this definition and say the Bible verse. I think you should identify, okay, is this one of those kids that just plows through sections and he recites 4 sections every night? Great. then have him do all of the extra stuff to get a signature at the bottom. Say, no, you go back and you write that handwritten assignment, or tell me the definition in addition. But if you're having a kid that is struggling to finish a section every night, and you just really feel like he's doing his best, then eliminate all the other barriers in his way, have him recite the Bible verse, have him do it accurately, and have him do it really well, but have him just recite the Bible verse and then sign it off at the bottom. We typically, for all of our clubs, do what we call 2 helps. And it may be different depending on the director and the club, but essentially what I would say is, if a kid is halfway through his verse and he can't think of a word, you can help him by saying, like, the next word is love, and then the child will go on with the rest of the verse. You can help them twice, and if you help them twice and they still finish the verse, that sounds great with me. After handbook time, we have 2 other times that 2 other rotations for the night. We will enjoy council time, which is where all the kids sit together in a group with their club, and the director or somebody else from that club will teach a 20-minute lesson for the kids. And then the 3rd time is game time. And game time is when we go to the DCS gym and we enjoy some AWANA team building games. So that's what that'll look like. One last thing before we go, we would love for you to register your kids for AWANA online by visiting gclancaster.com/AWANA. One thing that's awesome about being a AWANA volunteer is that a normal parent would pay a $45 registration fee for each of their kids that are in AWANA. But for all of our AWANA volunteers, you get more than a 50% discount. You will only pay $20 per child as the registration fee. So the registration coupon code is listed below, or you can reach out to myself or Amy Weiser for that coupon code later on if you need it. Amy Weiser is our AWANA director. She is the one that keeps this machine running smoothly and efficiently. If you have any questions about your club in particular, you can reach out to her. aweiser@gclancaster.com. She'd love to answer questions. I am also a resource to you. You can reach out to me and ask questions. From this point forward though, you are ready for club to start. So join us in prayer as we look forward to September 8th, our first night. Come a little bit early so you can get your volunteer shirt and you'll be all ready to go. And we will just dive in. If you have any questions, reach out to us. But if not, then we will see you on the first night of club. Let's invest in the lives of kids and partner with parents to raise kids who love and know Jesus. Blessings to you.